comes, what would you say like are the major ones that we should talk about?
Well, I think the major ones is the consistent revenue that we've built up. Like we've literally, since we joined you, have doubled our revenue. We have doubled our revenue. Yeah. So,
Amazing.
We've been hitting, even our low months are not low anymore. We've had a couple of 100K months there in the time we've been with you. We might have had that maybe a couple of times in the year before, but not consistently. We've fully integrated a full setting team that's bringing in 25 to 30% of our business. We have optimized all our social media. We're looking at our numbers better to see what's working, and we double down. We're using the AI clone, which has been fantastic, Lauren. It's been really, really helpful because it knows my tone, everything about me, all my sales calls, all my transcripts. It knows my ICP really, really well. So even when we're putting in scripts for webinars and titles for webinars, it's so clued in. It's unbelievable. But I think for us is definitely the ability. We knew we want to scale beyond 100K a month plus. So we knew we needed teams in place. So Mariana was, oh my God, invaluable in training the girls. She was, and they loved her. She was amazing and still is. And nothing was ever too much trouble. So we found a script that worked for our audience. And we found a way of doing this that wasn't salesy, but was gentle touch. Our ability to close and train up our closers and find closers. The ability to really take the webinars, which were massive lead generators for us in terms of opt-ins, to ramp up our skill on our webinars, how to promote how to deliver it, post-webinar, how to optimize sales calls, bookings, getting our DM setters and our closers completely dialed in to what we wanted from each webinar. And I think that has been a real turbo boost every single month, because we were doing maybe webinars 2-3 times a year. When we started with you, we started doing them every month, and that has been a huge thing. And it turbo boosted the monthly revenue. And then what you're also doing is you're taking your cold leads from your content and you're warming them up really quickly. So the funnel time has decreased. So you're getting new followers in that traditionally might have been sitting in our funnel for 4 or 5 months, are now converting at 2-3 months because they've been on a webinar, a couple of webinars, and they have actually opted into old webinars before they ever became followers, and really fast track their learning and their sort of like love and trust with the brand as well. So yeah, there's just so many things. So it's been brilliant to be part of the community as well and see what other people in different industries. It's all the same, really. It's just a different industry, but the fundamentals they're all the same, right?
Oh, so true. Yeah, everyone's always like, oh, but is this gonna work for like my niche? But it's like, well, we have people from like government contracts to you over there with like menopause, to people over there in like B2B SaaS, and it's interesting you say that, because it's like in the end it's human psychology, isn't it?
Oh, I've been on some of your calls and I've been listening to some of the guys in completely different industries to mine. I've been scribbling away at notes thinking, oh my God, that'll work so well for us. Oh my God, that is genius idea. I'm taking that, I'm stealing that, and we've tested and tried and implemented some things that we've never heard tell of in our industry, and it's worked with our demographic. Work with other ones, but it worked with ours. So it's been just get the sort of the sharing of information and knowledge has been great.
Yeah, like that lateral implementation, like when you can take it from another space and bring it to yours, it can often actually like put you above everybody else in your space, because like no one else is doing it, and that's what differentiates you.
Yeah, it's just you're taking it and you're molding it and you're shaping it and you're turning it, you're twisting it, and say, well, how would that look in front of my audience? And do you know what? You just realize everything's just got a different cover on it. It's got a different lid. You have to make it work for yours, but foundationally it's all the same.
Yeah, it's so true. Yeah, but that's also, I think, what has allowed you to get to the level where you're at, right? Having 6-figure months now, because you can think through that lens, right? Like at that level, it's not just about copying and pasting some sort of like beginner step 1 through 5, right? It is being able to like think laterally, like all the things that we just spoke about, right, are things which we're taking from what works, yes, in certain industries, applying it to yours, but then also being able to think, what really is my bottleneck right now? Because as you know, oftentimes the thing that we think is our problem is not our real problem.
Yeah, but I also think as well, it takes somebody like you to call us out and to look at it from a different perspective and a bird's eye view and zone back out and go, here, Tara, your problem isn't this. Your problem's actually this. And you know what? You're 100% right, because we're going, oh, no, I need to do that over there, but I don't really like that and I don't want to do it. And the fear sort of holds you back, but you're like, get stuck in, get it sorted, come back to me in 3 days when you've that done and show me what you've done. You know, you need, like I do that for my clients. But I always say you need that for your business as well. You need somebody like the bird's eye zoom out lens and say, right, you're majoring on the minor here. You know, this is your major. That's not your major. This is. Go sort that out. And for sure, that was a game changer for us, with somebody looking at it through a different lens. And no, it's been amazing.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And it's at every level, you know, myself included. I need it, you know, everybody needs it in the end of the day to get to where we want to get to, from someone who has been there and done it already. Because it's like sometimes we think our issue is what, let's say, content, right? No, the issue is the sales team, as an example, right? Like, and so it's always changing and evolving, right? Which is why I think being able to look at your business from that level of, no, like I run a multi-million pound business, like, we need to look at the numbers. We need to look at the data. And I'm curious, Tara, like from your perspective, you have, you know, been in many coaching programs in the past, like just some candid feedback, right? Whether it's positive or negative, but what would you say is different about how we run things over here?
I love the fact that I love your understanding, because you're working across so many different industries and not just one, which is like the nutrition, fat loss, fitness. We've only ever worked within mentorships that are in our space. I think you've given us more scope to think outside the box, because we're sitting in communities with different people from different backgrounds and different industries. And I think that's been great. I remember being in one of our coaching calls and you had a guy, and oh my God, I think I learned so much in that half hour from him around recruitment. I was like, oh, it blew my mind.
Yeah, he's a recruitment coach, right? Like he's helping people find jobs. Yeah,
he was unbelievable. He was unbelievable. He was like right in between the eyes, no messing. He was brilliant. And also the building of teams and the training of teams, you know, the training of your setters. And your setters is such, you know, it's an important source of revenue. It's not the be all and end all, but it is really important in conjunction with other things in your business. But that getting to get calls with yourself, Lauren, love that. And your team were so approachable and responsive as well. So no, I couldn't recommend it highly enough. And the whole idea of AI, it's everybody's just sort of can't trust, don't know, I'll suck it and see, I'll wait. Whereas with you, it's right, this is what's happening, this is what you do, this is how you implement it in a way that suits your audience. And I know as soon as we ran your clone, you know, there's not a day, maybe 2-3 times a day, that I'm not going in and using that. Especially in the webinars, it's been brilliant. You know, taking the data from sales call transcript, successful, non-successful, even our own internal workshops. It's been, oh my God, it saved us so much time.
That's really cool. Because so many people are afraid of AI, like especially, you know, for myself, I've grown up with technology, of course. And it's really, really cool because like to see, for example, someone like yourself that has run a business for a long time, like you're leaning into it and you're really, really using it, but you're not afraid of it. Like, what would you say you're spending most of the time doing with your AI clone these days?
Definitely content creation and coming up with, you know, even we've so well trained now with your help that even after sales calls training, like we have our framework in there, which we've helped refine and get to know. It has even got to know our sales closers so well. We can pull out key things that we can see on a consistent basis. This maybe, you know, a slight flaw that's maybe notched her conversion rate in a call down. And we can really pull that out and we can see that. You know, and it has even given us examples based on conversations from our other clients and the way our own clients and their own tone and their own verbiage and the way they speak, of suggestions of what to say instead of, you should say this. You know, my God, it's like mind blowing. And I'm no spring chicken, Lauren. You know me, I can barely use my phone, you know. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. My kids slag me off, never want me on TikTok, never on Snapchat, not a chance. So, I know more about AI than my teenage children do, which I'm very proud of.
Oh man, they're gonna hate me because of that. No, that's awesome. And yeah, like the AI thing, I think is a major game changer. For me, it's like AI is gonna be used no matter what, so we might as well just leverage it. And if we can show, for example, someone like yourself how to get back so much time, I mean, how much time do you think it has gotten you back out of curiosity?
It's not the time I'm doing it. It's the mental trauma of thinking of having to do it. That eats me up more than the actual taking. It's the procrastination of thinking, oh, what am I going to do? What should I do? What should I write? What should I do? It has everything there. You feed it everything and it gives you ideas. And even our content buckets are so clearly laid out that you set out for us at the start. So we have clear buckets that we can use. So for me, I get to create my monthly now. And the stuff even that haven't used last month or them before, and you just have you have a portfolio of content there that you can. If you have nothing tomorrow, you say, "Oh shit, that was really good that was there last month. I didn't use it. I'll put that in today, or put that in tomorrow, or I'll put that into Instagram. That'll be good for Facebook. Oh my god, that'll be amazing to use my webinar. So yeah, it's the mental bandwidth. I often say a lot of my issue is procrastination, thinking about the content that I have to create. And now there's no thinking. You just type it in. Give me this. I want you to do this. You give it the prompts. This is what the challenges are. This is what I want the outcome to be. Boom, 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 boom. And you're almost gives you that much. You're cherry picking out the best.
And I've seen a lot of your posts are having like hundreds of comments on them.
Yeah.
On Facebook, especially.
Yeah, it's insane. And again, for me, it's about asking, and then putting all that back in again and saying, this piece of copy did this. Give me some more. So I want to generate this type of client to book a sales call. Give me some more of that. It's only as cute and as clever as what you tell it. So, you have to be really cute and clever and tell it. And if anything that's going to make my life easier, and I can cheat a little bit and save me time, I'm all for that, But it's the level of detail and because I coach a very highly emotional and volatile, there's a lot of emotion involved in what I do, and my audience are at a very, very vulnerable stage of their life. They want me to cut through the BS. They want me to tell them as it is in terms of evidence, menopause, nutrition, fat loss. Is cortisol real? Is this make me fat? Is she lying through her teeth? Tell me straight. I'm over this bullshit. Give it to me straight. And with AI, you can tell it all that. And the more it has, the more specific, ICP orientated, as I said to somebody the other day, my content very much was bland before I came on board. It was like a Zig Ziglar, which was the original motivational speaker. I don't know, you're probably too young to remember him, Lauren. He always talked about
his book, Secrets of Closing the Sale, was the first business book I ever completed.
I used to have a cassette I used to play in my car of Zig Ziglar, and one of his favorite lines, you don't want to be a wandering generality. If you don't have a goal, if you don't have a focus, if you don't know who your ICP is, if you don't know what their pain points are, if you don't know why they're not buying of you, you're a wandering generality. You're going round in circles and not activated in any one direction. You want to be an arrow heading straight to the bullseye. That's what a goal and a focus gives you. And I think when you do get to the point with AI that you're training your AI in such a way that it's so focused, you're not going around circles anymore. You're not bland. You're not like everybody else. You're no longer a wandering generality. So I always think about that's probably what it does. It keeps it focused.
It's so interesting because like I remember one of the conversations we had early on was about how your content wasn't bringing in those like dream fits for you. And do you remember like what did I tell you in the beginning? Can you remember?
You're attracting everybody and anybody, who you're right. It was so bland. It was so general. It was so broad, and you're almost nearly afraid to call it out. But I just went into my true authentic way and thought, right, okay, I'm calling out who I want. I'm telling it as it is. I'm going to speak in a very clear, like they drop out of the sky onto planet Earth yesterday, speak to them in that way. Don't be smart. Don't be clever. Don't try to sound smart because they'll not get it. And you're 100% right.
And I have to have this conversation a lot because a lot of people have this thought process of like, but this is my writing style. Like, I don't want it to not sound like me. But the thing they don't understand is like, yes, it should sound like you, but there are frameworks, like proven frameworks, proven posting styles, which you can take your knowledge and then slot your knowledge into those proven posting styles, which get results and which bring in the right people. Like, can you just talk me through how you kind of changed your thinking about that early on?
For me, I always had a very direct style, and I do have with my coaching clients as well, and that's why we're so successful, because we cut through the bullshit. We just tell people as it is, and I wasn't putting that style on my content. I was trying to people please. I was trying to be nice. I was trying to be nice, Tara. You know, and in my business didn't get to the level of it was telling people what they wanted to hear. I told them what they need to hear. So I took that and cross-referenced it into the shop window, which was my social content and my emails, and I did exactly that. You know, and that then just attracted this whole new, oh my God, I'm so glad you're saying that. I'm so confused. I didn't know. I thought I was fat because it was my cortisol. No, no. You know, so it's just telling people straight with respect and with kindness and empathy, peppered throughout it. It's really, really important. But just so that they can build up that like, love and trust around your brand as well. So, you know, I think there's so much, people are so overwhelmed and confused, especially in my market, because menopause is just, since Davina McCall 3 years ago, the whole thing's gone bananas. And I've been in from day one because I am a menopausal woman coaching a menopausal program, and my coaches are mainly menopausal. So we know, we live and breathe it. We are that demographic. So it's easy for us now. All we had to do was take our feelings and the feelings that people come into us and just articulate it on the front end in a very clear, simple, easy to understand fashion that connects with the audience.
100%. That's why that's the first thing we always do with anyone that we work with, because it's like, if your content isn't converting right now, usually it's because of what you just went through. Like, there's a messaging mismatch. Like, the language you're speaking isn't the language that they're speaking.
Yeah.
So you're like two people shouting at each other in two different languages. It doesn't connect.
Yeah.
And that's a massive gap between, you know, stuck around maybe 30, 40, 50K a month, scaling up to those, you know, 6-figure months, right? Like, when you nail that, then it really becomes a game of like getting more of the right people through.
And by default, you're becoming authentic and true and real. You know, you're not lying through your teeth to sell something. You're giving them a solution to a problem that is real and it exists for them.
So
and
true.
they can say that.
Yeah, so good. So now you're obviously at the 6-figure level, right? Like, you know, we were just sharing a few things about the next steps for you, the struggles that you're facing right now. What are the struggles you're facing right now, if you're happy to share with the audience? Because yeah, go ahead.
I think the struggles for me is we've built up, again, you know, there's a bit of a blurred line between, there's vanity metrics, i.e., you know, I'm making X amount per month, but I don't care about vanity metrics. I care about what me and my husband are taking home every single day, what is going into our pocket. And I think in our industry in particular, there's a lot of ego involved. If you get to that, if you get to that stage, you're screwed, because you're trying to impress them, as opposed to, you know, for Damon and I, we're in our 50s, we're retirement age almost, where we have our exit strategy in place. So there's no gray areas anymore. It's about pure profit. It's about not vanity metrics. It's about growing profitability and working in a business that we love and we enjoy. But with that comes challenges as well. When you're growing, obviously, you know, things break. You'd be a complete liar if you said, oh, our business is great, we have no issues. Bloody sure we have issues. Biggest issues is probably getting the right team in place to meet the needs of what we need for our clients here, ultimately. Looking at all the noise in the marketplace around mentors and business coaches and sales mentors and content mentors and, funnel mentors, and it's like menopause. Should I take a supplement? Should I go on a detox? Should I go on intermittent fasting? It's the same in when you're running a business and you've all these ads appearing on your feed, and all of a sudden it's like, Jesus, she sounds like she knows what she's talking about, or he sounds, and then you realize, no, they're actually crap, So it is, for me, I would go a lot on word of mouth. I take any business mentor referral I've ever had was only ever on word of mouth. Because like everybody, I'm skeptical as well of how I spend my money. When I spend my money, I want to know I'm going to get a return on ad spend, because when I spend money, I'm going to work and I'm going to implement everything to make sure that I get my value out of it. But I think it's important as well that you do your homework. There's so many people would send me messages on social media asking me, I see you did a testimonial for such and such. Give me the what's happening. Is she everything, or is he everything cracked up to be? I think that is the most important way to give somebody, the truth. So I think word of mouth, reach out, ask people, because you'll get a truer reading then. But no, there's so much out there at the minute. And another thing is, don't buy into somebody's mentorship if they haven't done it themselves or are way ahead of what you're at. Otherwise, you're wasting your time.
Yeah, that's real. It's definitely real. It's like, as soon as you kind of make it known in your own mind that there's a problem, you start to find the solutions. You start to find all the different solutions, and there's like 20 different solutions, right? And it's like, some of the things that we were just touching on before we hit record about, oftentimes, like at this level, right? These 6-figure months, oftentimes it's elimination, which is the key. It's elimination, and it's trimming the fat, because you've gotten to a certain point and you build up a lot of stuff. It's like you have a ton of material for your clients, maybe a ton of extra people on your team, a ton of different offers. And then consolidating is usually the key.
Yeah. We would be pretty good at running a fairly lean business. And, it's important as well, I think, to know when to start building in teams, so that removes you. Like, my biggest obstacle has been me and moving me out of positions in the business as it grows. And that, again, that's an emotional tug, because you may love doing sales calls like me, but it's not going to ultimately grow your business, and you're having to physically remove yourself out of that role. So yeah, you have your own mindset as well that you have to work on quite a lot. And it's great having someone who's been there, done it, to give you that, Tara, you need to do ABC, and you need to do that quickly. You're holding yourself back here. And plus, you can give me examples of other people who've been in similar positions to me, and they've done it, and they're here now. And that gives you a little bit of security and a little comfort blanket. Okay, I know I really need to do this. I need to suck it up and just take that next step. So it's all those little fear factors along the way as well that you have to overcome. But it is all, I suppose for me at my stage in my career, where I'm almost finished up in my career in this business, there is zero fear and zero F's given. I'm all in, and I have no problem telling the truth. So I have nobody to impress, only my clients. So yeah, I'll always be 100% honest and truthful. But again, I actually, for the first time ever, I'm putting that authenticity on the front end of my content as well. And I just wish I had done it 5-6 years ago,
Yeah, well, I'm super proud of you for actually going ahead and doing that, because it brings in a better client as well. Easier life. You don't have to pretend to be somebody that you're not just for the camera, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, just like how you're being so real, it's like sometimes I got to give that dose of reality to others. And it's like, I'm absolutely convinced that the sweet spot, I'm just super convinced the sweet spot in this type of business model is somewhere between 100 to 120 to 250K in profit per month. I'm absolutely convinced about it. And I think that it will increase slightly over the next few years because of AI and the abilities that AI has. You're going to be able to generate more profit with less of you and fewer people. So right now, my total sweet spot is somewhere between like 120 to 180K in profit per month. Like, in my opinion, that's the best. But I do think it's going to like keep increasing year over year. Like, as you know, AI becomes more intelligent and as it can do more stuff autonomously for us with AI agents, the different workflows and so on and so forth, I'm super convinced about that. And that's one of the conversations that you know we've been having is like, do we really want to get this to like 500K, 600K, 700K a month? Is that the right thing? Like, for example, for you guys, or is it better to optimize for that profitability? And these are the type of conversations you have to have at that like 100K per month level. Because it depends how you build a team moving forward, right?
Yeah. And no, definitely. And I think as well, it's important for people listening to this, you know, people look at the spend when they're going to take on board a mentor, and they look at the cost of it. But if you do not make that investment, you are absolutely putting bricks on any scaling opportunity. Because I know anytime I've taken on a mentor, oh my God, I've made it back within a month or two, easily. And somebody whose mindset's pretty closed around spending so much on their business, you know, like people have no problem going out and buying a car at like $50,000, but a silly talk to go and spend, you know, 20 grand on a mentor that will 10x their business, help them 10x their business. But again, it's a mindset issue that I would implore, and so many people come to me for advice and say, go get the best mentor in your business space and invest, and it will fast track your results. Simple as that.
Yeah, but also kudos for you, right? Because like you implement and you show up. I think that's the key. Because of course, when you have that type of mindset, like it's really true, isn't it? Like every time I join a program, it's funny, they always like reach out to me and they're like, you are like one of the most engaged clients we've ever had. And it's because I believe that you should go into something being the best client. Because if you do that, that's what you tolerate for your own clients too.
Yes.
Right? It's like you get what you tolerate. And so you have to, like, if you think about leadership, right? You must go first. You must take the actions that you want others to emulate of yourself. At least that's how I see it. And it's been very fruitful for me and clearly as well for you, Tara.
No, brilliant, Lauren. Thank you so much for everything. Thanks to your team as well.
No, amazing. I appreciate you doing this. And for anyone that's on the edge of considering working with me and the team, what would you say to them at this point?
I would say, look at where your areas, where your bottlenecks are in your business, and don't be like me. Don't go, oh, I know I need to do that over there, but I'll just do this here because it's easier. No, do the hard stuff, but get a mentor who can take a bird's eye view of your business and give you a different perspective on it, because they've been where you are. They've been through the bottlenecks that you're currently going through. They know, and they coach other people going through the same. So they're in a better position to help you than you are to currently help yourself. Just spend the money, get them fast track you, get them to unravel you and take you out of the weeds, you know, and put you on the straight, faster track to success, without a doubt.
Fabulous. Tara, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Lauren.
Okay, fabulous. Thank you so much.